my name is Aubrie Rose. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to writing a serial series. So today I wanted to go over, or like I have a list of things to go over, and today is my research method. So I don't really have like a specific research method. I guess I sort of do. But basically I'm just gonna kind of go over all the things that I did research and kind of all the things that I wanted to research and how I've been going about doing that. So for this in particular, or for this project in particular, it was a new form of media that I hadn't really gone over, hadn't really researched before. So I think I went straight to YouTube and I was like, how do you write a serial? And I found, actually I'd already known about this author, but I didn't know that she wrote serials. But I followed Bethany Atazada, but her like critique partner friend, Brittany Wang, she's the one who wrote and published a serial, and she also kind of filmed her progress doing that, just like her process. And yeah, so I watched the majority of those videos and it was very interesting to watch. And I can't remember if I took notes or if I was just like, she did do serial writing different than how I plan on doing it. So I took what I could from that, but yeah, I've done a lot of research on outlining and plotting already. So when she talked about that, I already kind of knew the method that I was going to do. Obviously, serials are different than novels, so there is a certain element to how you're supposed to craft them, especially the end. But yeah, basically it just needs to have a cliffhanger so that you want to read the next episode. So I am going to be working on that, and I think I've got it all right, at least for the first episode. Like, yeah, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it in editing. But yes, so I watched that whole series. I will link it either in the cards or in the description, probably both. Or actually, oh no, I can't do that. I will link it in the description. But yes, and what else? I really liked her live stream, what is it? Conversations with other people who write serials. Those were very helpful and entertaining. And yeah, so I went to YouTube, figured out like how to write a serial. Also, I think I read a couple of articles or just looked at a few things about how to write serials or like what serials are. I did kind of know this already from what I've talked about with my dad, and I've also read some old classics that used to be serials or that were published serially, like I think Phantom of the Opera, possibly even Beauty and the Beast, and then just a few others. Was it A Tale of Two Cities? I really liked that book, and that was published serially. And yeah, so I've done a little bit of reading research, not the best, but yes. And then, so that was more for the form of what I would want to be writing or was going to be writing. And then also for the genre and the content, I've done a little bit more research. My dad found a book and I picked it up from the library and I tried to read it. I should have finished it, but it wasn't the best. And I was trying to read some other books. I can't remember what happened. I think it was at the end of the year. And I was like, I'm trying to start my new year with new books, and I didn't finish it in time. And it wasn't really the best too. Like, it was middle grade, but it felt like the author was just telling me things. And I was offended for kids that would have to read this because she's telling you the stuff like you're an idiot or that you don't know. And it was like, the kids are smart, they can figure this out. And so I was just a little irritated by it. But anyway, that was like a ghost ish book, and so I've done a little bit of reading for stuff like that. I have a ghost stories book that I've taken a look at, And yeah, I can't think of anything else that I've really read that has to do with ghost stories, and that's probably a bad thing. Normally I like to try to read in my genre a little bit more, but I have watched a TV show that was kind of ghosty, and then I also plan on watching The Sixth Sense and Ghostbusters again, because those are kind of similar to the stories that I want to tell. So again, researching just the genre mentions and whatnot. I'm mostly going to be watching some movies for that, but normally I would read books. In this case, I'm watching movies. And the content-wise, I guess, because there are some real-life stories that I would like to implement into this world. Learning about true crime, or I've listened to a lot of true crime podcasts. I really like true crime, and so I'm taking some stories from podcast episodes that I have listened to, and I'm going to be kind of doing my own spin on it, but also like they're real stories, so taking that but more from the point of view of ghosts, and I am really excited to do that. And so I'm going to be listening to the podcast episodes again. One of the stories, the person who was affected by, she lived in a haunted house, and so I'm going to be reading her book about her experiences. And yeah, so I can kind of get the first-hand account of what happened, and be able to put my own spin on what the ghosts were doing behind the scenes. And I'm super excited for that episode, or for those few episodes. But yes, so I have watched YouTube videos, I have read some books, I've talked with my dad a lot about serial writing, and I have, I'm going to be reading a book, I've listened to podcast episodes, and this is kind of what I'm using to fuel my creative endeavors, and I'm very excited to share this episode with you. This whole serial with you. I've started drafting episode 1, and that is very exciting. I actually finished drafting episode 1, so sneak peeks, spoilers. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited now that I've started it. It's not perfect, but I don't think it ever can be, but I'm excited to share that with you guys. February 7th is when it's coming out. Probably not on my blog unless a spam person called me. But yeah, I was talking about my draft, I think. But anyway, I don't really have like a specific method. I just kind of intake a lot of information and do a lot of research on YouTube and try to read some things about this. But yeah, that is it for today. Thank you guys for watching. I am super excited for this, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.